ready, I think we have some questions lined up on either side. If you can
Born ready. Yeah.
Born ready. I like it. I like it. I'm going to start over here on the right, and then I'll go to the left.
You guys look beautiful in your light. I gotta say, it's very dramatic.
Hi, I just wanted to know, I know in some of the comic books that I'm a fan of, in the video games, some of the characters' likeness is a little bit more specific than some of the others, and I wonder if that's something that the actors themselves choose. Nice move, by the way. I wonder if that's something the actors themselves choose, like if you sign on for that, or if that's something that you can say, I don't really want you to be that great at me, or is that something you get compensated for?
Right on.
I have actually had sculptures made and asked for certain modifications. Like, I asked for more enhancement. I don't. Yeah, you do. It's kind of part of the package. It's all sort of negotiated at the beginning of your contract, where your likeness is going to be exploited to a certain degree, and you do get a percentage of your merchandise. Which is good, and
no, now I'm just watching your screen.
You can kill off photographs of yourself. You can choose artists and stuff. I kind of learned a lesson though. The very first action figure for Spike, they wanted my input. Stupid. And I was a fan of the Crow, right? So I wanted the arms out, and I wanted the coat flowing out. I wanted to be like, make me like the Crow, man. And then the sculpture came out, and it looks like I'm wearing a big black bell. So ever since then, I was like, just make it cool. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But one thing bit me really bad when I wrote a comic book, a Spike and Drew comic book, and this was before I was a regular, so I didn't have this contractual protection. And I wrote the book as the most twisted romance that I could possibly think of. So I have Spike throwing Drew out a window to kill her, catch her on fire, just leaves her there burning. And then to try to figure out how to get these two characters back together by the end of the book. And in a romance, the gag is that all of the women watching the romance have to want to be the woman in the romance, and they have to want the man. And all the men watching have to want to be the guy, but then they have to want the woman. So they have to be fairly attractive. And they drew it all twisted, and Spike and Drew literally were like, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, guys, certain engines need certain parts, man. Like, I wrote you a romance. It's obvious. Don't you know what you... but apparently they had this artist that they were excited to use, and the head of the comic book company admitted flat out to me that the reason that they did it was that I didn't have protection. They said, we came to you because you were the only character, you and Drew were the only character popular enough to get their own comic book who didn't have any protection, because none of the other cast members would put up with this. So yeah, it can go both ways.
Awesome, thank you. Thank you for your great question. Now over here.
Hi guys.
Yeah.
So James has written a lot of songs about his co-stars. So my first question is, would you ever consider writing a song about charisma? And charisma, how would you feel if you did?
Well, would we be in character, or would it be us as people?
You as people. That's what he's done in the past.
Oh, have you? Is there a song about me yet?
Not yet.
It's coming. I'd feel very flattered.
We only recently got to know each other. I mean, that's the thing is that...
on Supernatural.
Yeah. Well, like on the... It was the weirdest thing, because like, usually on Buffy, you were always running away from me. Right? So our chairs were always on the opposite side.
But I was always a really big fan. And I've always tuned in to watch your scenes, especially in the Angel scene when David's in the alley saving the damsel in distress and you're on the rooftop looking down. That's one of my favorites. I'd be fine with it. He's going to start writing it tonight.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Come to the show.
I'm going to the show.
That was one of the best things about doing Supernatural, is getting to know you, actually.
Yeah, it was.
We just sat there because I don't know.
We had a lot of downtime.
Hours on the set, and we just talked about it.
It was that and practicing Romanian.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi.
Okay, we are heading over here.
Hello. Do you think that Buffy paved the way for shows like True Blood and Vampire Diaries.
Yes.
Because there's nothing. I mean, when Buffy was on, there was no shows like that on really, except X-Files.
Wasn't there one before? But I feel like in terms of cult favorites, and it was very campy and done very differently than maybe True Blood. But I think that the popularity of Buffy and Angel did pave the way for these other shows to happen, even though they're not in the same vein.
Yeah, I mean, I think it paved the way for a lot, not just in the vampire genre, but yeah, beautiful young women who don't need any help. You know? I remember I was in the back of a limousine with one of the original Star Wars actors, and I'm not going to tell you who it was. The dude was saying, Buffy is a stupid show. No woman that size could do that much damage. And I just looked at him and I said, dude, I fight with the stunt doubles for Buffy. They're triple black belts and they could kill both of us right now without breaking a sweat.
Lightsaber or not.
Yeah, it's not about body size, it's about training, man. Yeah, and so, but
Did you just go, oh, like that?
yeah, you're back.
See, watch.
No, I was a fan of his. I'm not. But I don't know how he took that. But
we're a fan of his. You didn't want to give him a win.
no, I didn't want to kill him.
You're so sweet.
Yeah, but I hate it when people call me sweet. Because like we sweet guys, we know that the women, you want the dangerous guy, and your sweet means we could be friends. But we could be friends.
We can.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We can tussle later too.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Hey man.
Either on Angel or on Buffy, what are the scenes that you are the most proud of? The one where once the director said cut, you were like, yes, I nailed it.
Right on.
That's kind of deep. You have one?
Yeah, my favorite scene in for Angel was when I kicked his ass. I had been looking forward to doing that.
Was that early 5 or?
Destiny in season 5. Yeah.
Was it towards the end of this?
I think so. Yeah, and we were
I
fighting
had
over.
that pep talk with him and helped put him on the right road, and then he turned around and got his ass kicked. Jesus,
We
you
were
guys
fighting
really
over Mountain
needed.
Dew.
Was that
Yeah.
it? Stupid puppets.
Well, the thing is that when I first got on Buffy, my girlfriend at the time got jealous of Juliet Landau because we were close. We never bumped boots or anything, but we were close. We were friends, and my girlfriend got jealous, so she told me that she had a crush on David, and so consequently I hated David growing up. And it took me a long time to realize that he was actually so kind to me from the very beginning. He was a nice guy, really supportive, but I hated him anyway, so jealous. So
you were angsty then.
Really was. Yeah. so even when I found out that David was a nice guy, it still was in the character, that jealousy and that really wanting to beat him up. And so that was fun. Yeah, that was really good. But I was also really proud of David because at the time he had like a massive knee injury. And he was, he got an operation, he's fine now. But at the time, his doctor was saying that if he twisted it the wrong way, he would never walk again. And I just remember him just telling the stunt crew, I remember him just saying, no, I can't do that. No, I can't twist that way. No, I can't do that. But what he didn't do was sit down. What he didn't do is give up and just have the stunts do the whole scene. Right. He kept in there, and I was forever really respectful for that. So that was my favorite on Angel. On Buffy, probably, man, the whole damn
charisma, what's yours? And James can think about it.
Thanks for doing my job. Yeah, thanks.
He's moderating. My proudest, I had a few. The whole episode of Cordy when she gets her sitcom was special to me. There was a scene where, You're Welcome. Was great.
Yes.
I think there was one particular scene where Joss was directing, I don't remember what episode it was, but I'm basically saying goodbye to Angel, and he made me do it a lot of times, which is good, but at the same time it can be somewhat intimidating because you know that you're not making the creator of the show happy, like you're not giving him what he's trying to get, and that's not comforting. So it's kind of a thing where you want to be directed by this person, but at the same time the fear of not delivering is ominous and heavy. Oh, it's okay, baby. I'll stop talking soon. And then, you know, I had a moment where then I delivered it, and I just sort of out of frustration, I guess, did something where I put my head down and I couldn't even look at him, and he's like, that's the one, you know, and then it was like, making him proud was probably a proud moment for me. It was just important.
Yeah, I never had that problem, because whenever Josh directed, whenever Josh directed, I was nowhere around. Seriously, go back and check the episodes where Josh directs. I'm in them very little. Yeah, I always knew when he was directing, I'd have the week off.
I remember seeing you on a Buffy set, and you were destroying the library or a version of you were and he was directing, and he was just picking at his button the whole time.
There was a couple of times, but I always knew that Josh is here. I'm gone. Yeah. No, it was fine. It was fine. You're tired all the time. He
obviously didn't like you.
No, but
Spikes.
you look forward to time off because basically you're working 20 hours a day. We were known as Buffy the Weekend Slayer, by the way. We would start at 4:30 in the morning on Monday, and we would only stop when the sun came up on Saturday morning.
It's true.
Forced us to stop. Yeah, there was people in Los Angeles that would not work on the show because they didn't want to work those long hours. Yeah. Like crew members and stuff. They're like, I'm not going to do that to myself. Yeah. And basically, for Buffy, any scene that I could keep up with Giles. If you can do a scene with Anthony Head and not get your butt kicked by the guy on an acting level, then you're pretty tight. So anytime that he didn't destroy me, was great. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So my question is on Supernatural. It was really great seeing you guys, you know, as a couple that we never got to see on Buffy and Angel, but James was telling us a little bit yesterday about the antics that they play on the set, so I was wondering if you guys had any more crazy stories from being on the Supernatural set.
Did they mess with you?
I don't feel like they messed with me. Did they mess with you?
Yeah.
They did? I intimidate people by my...
Beauty.
No. My deep insecurity that really must, you know, I get shy into myself. I don't know, maybe that comes off in a different way, but like dudes don't talk to me. I'm totally approachable, but it doesn't work out that way. Except him. No, I didn't have any shenanigans, unfortunately. But we had a lot of imaginary shenanigans, like bees and stuff that was just really fun to watch them act off of. Yeah. You know, that was kind of interesting and fun. But what did they do to you?
Tortured them, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, he took his shoe off, and he like during my close-up, he took his shoe off and started fondling my ball. You know, just to see if I could get the close-up and be, you know, while that happened. And I got it in one shot, and they were like.
Which one was doing that?
I didn't get any stimulation whatsoever.
Was it Jared or Jensen?
I don't remember. I was just trying to get the close-up, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He was under the table.
I just have a general question. I'd like to know if you have a particular line from a movie or a film that you have maybe repeated frequently to yourself in situations?
Yes.
And what that might be.
That is just propaganda spounded out by the ugly and less deserving.
I don't have it.
He has too many to choose from.
Yeah. My only favorite quote is Winston Churchill, never give up, never give up, never, ever, ever give up. Hilarious.
You're sweet. Hi.
I just had a question about, I guess, Buffy and Angel in general. What did you think about Cordelia's character development throughout it? Like at the beginning of Buffy, she was like snobby, but I loved her anyway. But she was like snobby, and then in the end in Angel, she was like super mature and grown up and beautiful.
Well, sorta. Sorta.
Well, yeah.
It was great. It was a great, you know, it was a great opportunity to be challenged by the writing. you don't really get that. I have not seen that really, maybe not even a handful of times since. I was very spoiled. I feel like that was the greatest acting class, school, master class you could possibly ever be given as an actor. You know, you have the comedy, the sincerity, the fighting, the prosthetics, and having to work off of imaginary things like we were just talking about is good preparation. And I didn't go to the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts or Juilliard like some of my fellow actors did. So that was sort of my Juilliard.
You didn't want to go to Juilliard. It sucks. It really is. It's a horrible place to learn how to act. They don't teach acting, actually.
Yes, but it does look good on that resume.
It does, yes.
And it does open doors for you, even Tish and stuff. So I feel flattered to be in that company, and I felt challenged by the work. I'm grateful for it, and 10 times better than I probably would have ever been having been on the show. So I'm very happy with the development.
Hey, Lenny.
Hi.
Hi.
One, I love you. Two, my boyfriend loves you.
Which one, him or me?
Both of you. Both of you. No, both. I got a chance to ask James this question, and I was talking to my friends about it, and I guess it's true for the entire cast of Buffy. Like, everyone who went through that set, I'm a huge fan of, not just because of their work on the show, but, you know, their body of work in general. And I wanted to ask, I think, I said yesterday that I think that James and pretty much all of you are very gifted in the fact that not only do you excel in one area, I feel like in media, but like across a lot. You guys have a very, like as a body, you have a very varied career. Like you do a lot of things, and I think it's really impressive. So I asked James, and he was talking about his Supergirl project that he could do if he wanted to, but Charisma, I really wanted to ask you if you could do anything. Like, I mean, anything. No budget limits, nobody saying no, you could just do it, because my name is Charisma Carpenter, and I can do whatever the fuck I want. So, if you could do it, like, what would be your dream project?
Right. I'm kind of doing it right now. I'm writing a blog with my ex-husband about co-parenting that'll probably launch in mid-June. I have a retail idea that I'm going to brand out. I really want to get into business, and I have a new show coming out at the end of August called Surviving Evil for Investigations Discovery Channel, which talks about, you know, much like the Buffy vein that he was speaking to, women that have had harrowing experiences and come out of it and not only survived and are functioning in their world, our world, but they are moms, and in some cases one woman has gone on to be a police officer in a special unit. Just empowerment.
That kid hates you.
Usually kids like me. So, you know, I'm kind of doing it. I refuse to hold back. I mean, if there's something that I want to do, whether or not I fall on my face or it's not successful or it doesn't happen, which hasn't happened thus far, I think, it's given me maybe a false confidence that I can pretty much do whatever I want to do, but I believe if you never give up, never, never, ever, ever give up, then you will do it. So
I have one quick...
I could have had 5 more kids. That's the only thing that I didn't do. But I did just adopt 652 kids in Uganda, so...
Wow. I have one quick caveat, like one quick add-on to that. Like I was saying, I really admired everyone who's like walked through that set. You guys are pretty much amazeballs. But do you think it's because of the chemistry on the set that you guys turned out the way you did, or do you think it's because Joss has like some magical power just to pick awesome people? I don't really know what it is.
He did have awesome help with Gail Berman and that, and I think that the show was special because ultimately it was on the page. I think it starts with the page, and then casting is, you know, next in line with that.
Yeah, I mean, they were great about hiring. Not only the actors were exactly right for their roles, and I think we can say it, we were all very talented. We were. But the truth is, the props department was first rate. The camera crew was
Except for when you shot the gun that one time and it really was a bullet. Oops.
Well, I kicked a stuntman in the balls once, so you know, comes around, goes around. Oh yeah. He never let me forget it. Whenever I see that guy around town, he's like, "You kicked me in the balls." It was late. It was raining. We were on like
3 a.m.
we were on this like grass that was only like a bed sheet thick. We were like swimming in water and everything. But
you just need to tell him to toughen up. Grow a pair.
Grow a pair. No. Grow a new pair because I ruined his old one. Yeah. Right on.
Okay. All steel. You have a very long line we have to get through.
Yeah, we got it.
You gotta nip it.
If you could pick a character in the Whedonverse to play as a role, who would you pick and why? Another character.
I refuse. I got the best one.
I feel the same way. I don't. There isn't really another part I would want to play.
I agree with you. So
thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi. What is your favorite behind-the-scenes moment?
Oh. I did saran wrap Nikki Brendan's toilet once.
Did you really? Awesome.
George Clooney was my inspiration. I read that he did it to somebody, so I said, I did. It was early on, though.
I was known for I was boring. Like when they say action, they say it's as if you get let out of your cage, or as if you let yourself out of your cage. Because in between cut and action, in the downtime, I just literally just sit there and look at my lines. I'm just boring. Like I went to Joss once and I said, "Why am I never in the gag reel? What is it? You don't like me?" And he's like, "No, because every single time when they say cut, you do the same thing. You just stare down and make sure you're on your mark, and then you go sit down. You do nothing. You don't do anything goofy. You don't do any jokes. You just go sit down, look at your lines. So you had nothing to cut."
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hey guys. First, I just wanted to say that I love "Fool for Love," the Buffy episode.
Wasn't in it.
Yeah. Your presence was missed, but I mean, Spike he carries it and
whatever.
Fantastic episode.
Thanks.
Blah, 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 my line.
Charisma, I love you, you know this. My question is, by the way, if you want to come to my wedding or something, I'm getting married next year, we can discuss arrangements later on. But my question here is it's an all-encompassing Buffy fashion question to Charisma. Between the season 3 homecoming episode and the prom, which one of those 2 dresses was your favorite? And for James, would you ever don the bleach again?
Which was your favorite dress?
Probably the prom green dress. It was Sarah was in red and I was in green. We were Christmas together. I can answer for him. No.
That was the only part of the job that sucked, man.
Blistered scalp.
Sometimes during close-ups, like one of the blisters would pop, and pus would run down my face, right? And I remember in the beginning, everyone was like, "Oh, James! Oh no, that must hurt." But it became so regular that by the end they were just like, "Oh God, James, wipe him down."
Blisters, please.
Yeah, exactly. Wipe him down.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Well,
Hi, you're up.
Hello. I love you 2 guys' characters. You were like the antagonist of the protagonist team, so that was kind of cool. I have a question for Charisma.
Okay.
I talked to you yesterday and I totally forgot everything, so I wrote it down. All right. Was it always planned for you to go to Angel? Did they ever maybe think about taking?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know.
I don't know if they were thinking of taking anyone else. I think I was the logical choice because I think Angel was so dark. They wanted to bring somebody light and pithy like myself.
And like a what if question, what do you think would have happened with Cordelia if she stayed in Sunnydale?
I don't know. After season 4, I think I really don't know. I do not spend much time analyzing it, and it was just not my department. I had enough to worry about, so I just kind of show up and do what I'm told to do, when I'm told to do it, where I'm told to do it. But I never really thought about what if. I'm sad that it turned out the way that it did, and I'm sorry that they felt, as intelligent and gifted as writers were, that they felt that they wrote her into a box. I'm a little sad by that, but you know, then they brought him in, and apparently he had better chemistry with David than anybody ever had, woman, male, or otherwise. I mean, look at him. He's just sex on a stick, right?
You know what? I only got the job on Buffy as a regular because they wanted me to be the Cordelia. Because
No,
they
that
lost
was
me.
Emma Caulfield.
Well, originally it didn't work though.
Character.
It didn't work. I mean, I was told, like when Josh hired me, it's like we
There's
need
only one me.
someone to tell. Yeah.
So you come in, I get kicked off, and you come in, and then I get kicked off, and you come in and save the day.
I just follow you around, picking up, you know.
Yeah, that's interesting hearing that from
My
you.
whole career
That's
is your
insane.
leanings. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah,
Wow.
they needed
And
someone
what a
to come in and tell
compliment.
Buffy that she's stupid and we're all going to die. You know?
One more question.
Yeah, that's actually it.
I know, James, you did a lot of your own stunts, like I think in like Angel season 5. But Charisma, towards the end, I noticed that you started to fight more. Was that something that you were like excited about?
I could not get enough of that. I was so sick and tired of being the damsel in distress. Like I mean, come on, a Hellmouth for 3 years. I mean, I think she's learned by now. What do you think? You think she might have picked up a thing or two from watching these two guys? So yeah, I was grateful for that turn, but I didn't get enough of it.
All right,
I mean,
thank
I
you.
love that stuff.
Thank you, guys.
Now, before we go on to our next guy, I just want to let you all know, so you're not taken by surprise, we have about 10 minutes left. So keep it to one question, because you've been breaking the rules now. You forgot about my big stick, it's back there. It's
You're
coming out.
very naughty.
Very naughty.
Very naughty.
I started off telling them how naughty they were. So we're going to go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. That's good, because I want to make sure my voice is working all right. So, good afternoon, Dr. Hassel.
Hey.
And my reply, not question, but reply to a question to Miss Carpenter. My voice, sometimes the air conditioning gets the back of my throat and it doesn't work. It didn't work yesterday. Regarding the book, Dear Miss Landau, which I wrote, yes, she knew. She always knew. I could tell you more, but she's not here today. So there'll be no roses today. But you may wish to read it. Now, James, I was considering trying to find a way to embarrass you. I think I got one.
Go for it.
No,
Do your
I
worst.
Well, there's two reasons, I think, or 1.5.
What's going on?
Sorry, I better not start storytelling myself.
Don't be naughty.
Well, that was one of the considerations.
No, be naughty, but keep it to one, naughty.
Well, trouble is, you see, I'm not normal. I have autism, Asperger's syndrome, and we can consider and do things that typical people would just not do. So I've been sitting out here thinking, should I do this? And I think for the last 4 years...
Would you mind, I have to stop you.
I know,
Could
I've
you,
got to get going.
Yeah, just ask your question. That would be great. I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
The point was, I'm not going to try and embarrass you. I would never, ever disrespect Juliet, and I'm not going to do it to any other member of the cast. And that's about it.
Oh, thank you. Thanks so much.
I have some prompts in the book
That's
that
so
I'll ask you.
nice. Yeah, thank you so much. Great. Thank you very much. Go ahead, sir.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Hi. If given the chance, if Josh gives you a call right this minute to do Avengers 2 right now, would you drop everything and start and...
No way, that's going to be a stupid I told Josh years ago if he has one